A long time ago, there was a drought in the land of Israel. This means that for a very long time there was no rain and all of the land was dry. During this time, there was a man named Elijah. Elijah was a prophet, so he spent his time traveling the land helping people and speaking on behalf of God. During this drought, God had instructed Elijah to camp out beside a small brook called Cherith. There, God provided food for Elijah brought to him by ravens and water courtesy of the brook. But after a while, the brook dried up. So God told Elijah to get up and go to a town called Zarephath. Once he got there, there would be a widow woman that God commanded to feed Elijah. Hearing this good news, Elijah set off towards Zarephath. When he arrived, he went out and found the woman that God had told him about. She was out by the city gates gathering sticks. Elijah called out to the woman and asked her to bring him some water. She was happy to help the prophet, but as she started to walk away, Elijah had a second request. He said, "Bring me a small loaf of bread as well." This may seem like a simple request. After all, it was only one piece of bread that Elijah was asking for, but to this woman, it was so much more. She called back to Elijah saying, "I don't have any bread. All I have is a handful of flour and a little bit of oil, and I was going to use what I had left to make one final meal for me and my son before we die." Elijah looked back at the woman and insisted that she use her flour and oil to make him a piece of bread anyway. And after that, she could make her small family a meal. He went on to tell her what the Lord had said. The jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the day that the Lord sends rain on the land. The woman left and made the bread for Elijah, and when she had finished, she realized that what God had promised came true. There was still some flour and oil left. So she made a meal for her and her son to eat, and every time she went back to make bread during the drought, she always had enough. God did as he promised and multiplied her flour and oil until the day came when rain returned to the land. The end.